also acknowledge my board colleague, I'd like to thank all of our sponsors. As I keep saying, and I say it every time I get up to speak, without it would be very, very difficult for them to show up. It's also good to see Dave and Ben Wooffindin with us. I also join our MC Peter Holden in welcoming Ken Yates, the first general manager of our opponent Bendigo Gold, who were then the Diggers, and he'll be subject to Peter's lunchtime inquisition a little bit later on. Today we're playing a double header with the development league game being between Port and the Northern Blues, and in the main game we play Bendigo Gold. Unfortunately, works on the visitors' dressing rooms haven't been completed. They were not ready for today's game. It looks like they'll be ready mid-next week as a matter of interest. It is expected they'll be finished by mid-July in time for the game against our traditional enemies Williamstown on the 20th of July. And remember, we always give Williamstown a great welcome when they come in, and we don't want to disappoint them. It was fortunate that we signed a lease earlier this week with the City of Port Phillip for one of the gym depot sheds next door. While this building is going to be used as a temporary gym for the players, today it's being used as change rooms for both of the visiting teams. And we're hoping to get it into action as a gym by the end of next week. A couple of acknowledgements. Last week, the Tommy Laird Cup, the Lightning Premiership competition between the district schools, was played here. The students enthusiastically participated and enjoyed their games. I think it's really important that we continue to recognise the contribution that Tommy and his wife Frida made to our club. And I'd like to thank Graham Laird, who I think is on table 5, for the family's continuing support of this event. I feel sure that when some of these kids were playing, that this is the only inter-school sport that they would actually play. And we certainly spotted a few people that I think would be worth keeping an eye on for the next 5 or 6 years, just to see how they get up. It's not only players who reach significant milestones in Port, and Henry Knight, our timekeeper, turns 70 next week. Hopefully you can celebrate it with a win. Today our players are wearing black armbands in memory of past player, the late Jack Drynham. Jack was recruited from St Kilda, commencing at the Borough in 1949, playing 66 senior games, winning the most consistent trophy in 1949, third best and fairest in 50, and the services rendered trophy in 1951. And the club extends its condolences to his family. I hope you enjoy today's game.
Greg, a winning feeling's a good feeling, a few in a row now, and a comprehensive 100-point belting of the Northern Blues.
Yeah, look, it was a really good performance today by our boys, with Northern Blues having a reasonably strong side. 6 or 7 of those regular senior players were playing for Northern Blues, so it was a really good effort.
One thing we had to notice, that the Northern Blues were literally stuck on 2 goals for most of the game. They didn't sneak home their 3rd goal till late in the final quarter.
Yeah, it was. We were hopeful to keep them on 2, but to only give away 3 goals on a day where the wind was reasonably strong, the Williamstown end, and it was a reasonably strong, easy scoring end. So for us to hold up, our backs were terrific.
O'Sullivan, O'Farrell, Buddha Johnson, just to name a few, were starring today.
Yeah, all the apostrophes played well. The 2 O'Sullivans and young O'Farrell was terrific. All the Johnsons are good again, but Buddha stood out today with his best game, I thought. And Josh Purcell took a job on a little bloke number 3 who usually kicks half a dozen goals against us. He only had 3 kicks for the whole game, so great effort by Josh.
How about some of our senior players trying to make their way back?
Billy Burston was outstanding. Bonadeo's just a really good hard at it, and I thought he got a bit of his touch back today, which was good. Mark Johnson back was solid. I thought the ruckman gave a little bit, so there's a chance there. Sam O'Sullivan again was solid in his performance, so really giving Gary a lot to think about in selection.
Interesting to know this is a split round, so we have next week off before fronting Williamstown on the 20th of July. How will that be approached with a week off?
Look, I think we'll have a fairly hard week on the track. Have the weekend off, give the boys a bit of a freshen up, and really put our minds towards Williamstown to beat them here at home.
A win against Williamstown would lock in that final spot.
Most definitely, and could get us into second position. So really important for us on Saturday week. But it's good to go into a break with a good win under your belt with a bit of confidence. So we're pretty happy with that.
Greg, thanks for your time.
Thanks, Pete.
Joined here by John Edgar from the senior assistant coaching staff here at the Port Melbourne Football Club. And John, great to be back on the winner's sheet.
It certainly is. It's very good to be back winning. We probably would have liked to have done it a little bit better than we did today, but we still had 40 scoring shots, I think, to 20, so it wasn't a bad effort by the boys.
Similar to the last few weeks, the boys got off to a good start but couldn't really put the damage on the scoreboard.
Yeah, well, we haven't kicked well to start with. When you're kicking points, it doesn't bode well for the rest of the day. If we slam on those early ones, and then it can set you up, and the opposition are chasing you more for longer periods of the game, and it sets you up for the whole day. So you've got to take your chances early when you've got them.
It seemed that the side seemed to click into gear in the second half, particularly with the breeze heading to the Williamstown road end.
Yeah, well, we were much better in the second half. We were a bit fumbly early in the first half, and we weren't pulling the trigger quick enough, and we're holding onto the ball. And second half, we just asked the boys to be pretty simple and get the ball going, and they were much cleaner. And as a result, the ball went inside more efficiently, and the forwards were able to go to work a bit better.
John Baird killing it again in the stats, 36 possessions.
Oh, Baird is just a marvel. 36. I think he's had 10 in the last quarter, but it's not just getting 36 touches, it's the manner in which he gets them and then the manner in which he uses them. He's pretty efficient all day. We thought he had some really good balls going inside 50 and resulted in some score assists, and thought he was fantastic.
Encouraging to see Nathan Batsanis get back into some form as well. He'd been struggling coming back from that injury early in the season.
Yeah, Batsy's he struggled for that injury, and then he had a couple of weeks in the reserves or the development, and probably didn't... we weren't overly excited by the way he'd come back from his injury, but today was good to see him, especially in the second half. He was a bit quiet in the first half, but in the second half he started to work his way into the game. I think he's had 15 touches in the second half, so yeah, hopefully he can carry on in 2 weeks' time against Williamstown.
Young Willing given the opportunity to go up from Development League to seniors, kicking 3 goals today.
Yeah, Willing, fantastic, we thought. No, he's very good. He just hit up all day and gave us something to kick to and straightened us up, and sort of provided a pretty good foil for Dean Galea, because they were getting numbers back on Dean early, and I thought Wills was fantastic, hitting up and giving us something to kick to, absolutely.
Josh Ippione getting better and better and better. 6 goals, and word has it on the eyes of some of the recruiters out there.
Oh, you'd be surprised if someone wasn't thinking about him. He's got some great attributes. He's quick, he's got that left foot, and he's a beautiful user of the footy, and he kicks goals. So you'd be absolutely shocked if someone's not having a think about it. But yeah, he's got better and better, and he had a bit of a slump for a couple of weeks after the state game, but maybe he was a bit tired. He'd done a mountain of work, but he's starting to come good again, so hopefully he can finish off the year well.
Just quickly having a look at the opposition, do you see any positives, I guess, for a Bendigo Gold? I mean, they're a side down the bottom of the table. They haven't won any games. Where do you see for them that the road is going forward?
Oh, look, I think Bendigo were fairly competitive today. They hit in pretty hard, and they had a couple of good players. We thought McGinn gave us a lot of trouble, and Toman was good, and Struban. So they've got some good players. If they can find some big bodies and some key position, they'll be okay, I think.
Big game coming up, 2 weeks' time at Northport Oval against Williamstown to try and fight back for a top 4 spot. How are you going to approach the weeks ahead, considering because of the split round we have next weekend off?
Yeah, well, I think it's a good opportunity for us to really hone in on some areas of the game we want to improve on, and really focus on getting Williamstown in 2 weeks' time. Because as you say, it's a big game in 2 weeks' time, and we were good against them a month ago, and we'd like to think we can do them again here, and that might set us up for that that last month.
Well, here on Borough TV, we're behind the goals at what some would call the Fred Cook end, the other end, of course, being the other Fred Cook end, and we're joined here by one of the lifetime supporters of the club, in Karen Taylor. Now, Karen, of course, you're the one seen with the flag waving behind the goal. How long have you been following the Borough now?
Oh, ever since I was a baby.
Now, how long ago was that? Come on.
Oh, long time.
Now, I guess you would have seen a lot of the grand finals of the 70s and 80s. Who were some of your favourite players going through that great era of the Borough?
Oh, all my players. They're all wonderful, even right till today.
Now, we always see you with the blue and red flag waving behind the goal. Now, is this obviously homemade?
Yes, I made my flag in 2011 for the grand final, and we won it. I was so lucky.
Well, it must be the lucky flag to get us that premiership when we won every game. Now, is it true that you go to every single Port Melbourne game, no matter where it is?
Yes, I go to Port Melbourne games all over. Yes, everywhere, even Tasmania.
You've even gone to Tasmania as well.
Yes.
That's a sensational effort. Now, has anyone talked about? Has anyone talked about your voice? It's one of the loudest voices in the competition. When it's a close game, people say, we can hear you down the other end.
Oh, well, I just want to help the boys win, you know, help them win the premiership. That's all I ever ask for.
And we'll just scan around. Who are some of your friends that you've got here at behind the goals? Because we always see a whole group of people waving the red and blue flags. Who are some of the regulars, Karen, that join you here?
Yes, this is my son, Storm. Hello. And this is my friend Greg. Rick, oh, we'll say Rick. Greg. But
Close enough is good enough.
No, he likes to be Rick, but you know, he's Greg, really. Andrew, come over. Get on there, have a chat.
Hi. And you're a St Kilda supporter as well. I'm so sorry. And as we speak, there's the goal as we speak. So perfect timing. The boy's very happy. It looks and a bit of language there as well. So there you are. That's Karen and the boys supporting behind the goals here at Port Melbourne. Some of the characters that you see. Well, here on Borough TV, we're in front of the Normgos stand. Brendan Knight has decided to slip away to the side. We'll drag him back in just a moment. But the biggest supporter of Mitch Wooffindin is just right in front of us. Now, come around here, Channy. Channy, turn around and face the camera. Now, you've been a Borough supporter, a loyal supporter. How long have you supported the red and the blue?
Oh, I couldn't tell you, a few years. I couldn't tell you exactly, though.
Now, of course, you love Mitch Wooffindin. You've got, I notice here, so look, the 12 on the back, signed by Woofy. What made you pick out Mitch Wooffindin as the player that you love?
Because he's an underrated player. I went for someone that was just not a high-profile player, someone that's got no supporters.
Now, I believe you met his parents as well, Dave and Bev Wooffindin. How did that happen?
Just by luck, I think. They come up, Dave come up and just said, oh, what number have you got on your back? I told him who it was, and that's when he said he was his boy, and we've just become good friends from there.
And I believe a bit of light-hearted ribbing from the players as well, that you're the die-hard supporter of Mitch.
Yeah, he gets a few, and then some of the boys yell out, go Channy instead of go Woofy.
He's probably loving that. Now, I believe you got the red and the blue flag here. Now, he stepped out of shot for the moment, but Brendan Knight did that up. Now, tell us who sits with you here on the wing in front of the Normgos stand.
Usually Brendan, his auntie Ronnie over there, Tara, and her mum over there, Maz, but of course you've got the camera right in the wrong angles.
We'll see if we can zoom around and see if we can get them all in there. You know, no one gets away here on Borough TV, including Ronnie is there, who's just hiding in the corner. And Jen, who does the calendars, is sneaking away at the same time. They're not as camera shy as Channy. Channy, what do you think of the boys' performance today, considering we lost a few in a row to now be, well, at this stage of the game, we're around about, what, 80 points up?
Yeah, we were going for 10 goals. We've got the 10. Now we're going higher. We're going for 20 goals win now.
What does it mean next home game to take on Williamstown?
Well, yeah, that could be interesting. Apparently, if we win it, we're going for third spot.
That will be very interesting and hopefully increase our chances of locking down a top 4 spot. Channy, thank you very much for your time here on Borough TV, and thank you for supporting Mitch Wooffindin.
No problem. Thank you, Peter.
Borough TV is a Port Melbourne Football Club production.